Okay, we're going to give everyone else about 4 minutes to log on and then we can begin. Okay, let's get started. And the others just got to chime in as we are having class. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we are diving into a critical topic um, that intersects with technology, ethics, and also apps collecting health related data from users. So, tonight we're going to discuss, I think this is very important that everyone knows about with our smartphones, our wearable devices, often known more about our health than our own doctors do. But this raises a, I want to say, essential question. When users share this information, do they truly understand what are they consenting to? So, how many has read the book that was assigned for this discussion tonight? Hello? Hello? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So, how many have actually read chapters one and two?
I don't have the book. I just order it.
Okay, great. Tori, were you able to download the book? Okay, got it. All right. So let's just move forward. Are you guys able to see my PowerPoint? You can just type in the chat. Okay, great. So, this book, My Bias in Machine Learning, is written by Dr. Carlotta Berry and also Brandy Hill, Brandis Hill, Marshall, sorry. And actually, I did like a review with this book to help them publish and get this book. So, in this book, this is what I found in chapter two about machine learning, the power of machine learning, the algorithms that we need to understand when it comes to apps, health data, informed consent. So tonight we're going to talk about the um, this emerging trends of health tracking apps, how they explore data collection practices, and discuss the importance of informed consent in this context. Okay, so we're going on to the next slide. Okay, the rise of health tracking apps. Let's look at the convenience. We all know that it's easy to access for our health information. It's motivation because now you can actually track the progress of your health, set goals, and receive personal feedback. Also, the empowerment. I mean, you can really take control of your health and your wellness through data driven insights. So, I want to share the story about um, the tale of Sam and the wellness app. So let me begin with the story to illustrate the issue. Sam was just like us business professionals, and he wanted to improve his overall health and decided to download a popular wellness app. This app promised to track workouts, monitor, uh, monitor heart rates, and even provide stress reducing tips based on a sleeping pattern. So during the installation, Sam was presented with a long document. We get those long documents where it says terms of service and uh, privacy policy. And, what we do, we'll just scroll through it. And, he was so pressed for time. But Sam quickly scrolled to the bottom and tapped I agree. So over the few weeks, the app collected like detailed data about Sam's daily routine, his heart rate, his sleep duration, his location from the morning runs, and even his mood inputs. So what I'm saying is what Sam didn't realize was the app parent company was sharing this information with third-party advertisers, insurance companies, and data brokers. So one day, Sam noticed the ad for stress relief products appearing everywhere online. Then it came the rejection of an insurance application. The insurer had access to data indicating a high risk lifestyle based on Sam's late night activity pattern. Sam case highlights a common scenario. Users unknowingly consenting to practices that profoundly affect their privacy, and all their data is being captured. So let me ask you guys a question. What count as an informed consent? Anyone?
Could you say written approval?
No, what counts as an informed consent in digital age? Um, like example, like agreeing to, like, what you're agreeing to before they provide their approval. I'll give you another. Let me get you started. What data is being collected? Why the data is being collected? How the data is being used? What are the risks and benefits of sharing your information? What are the risks when you actually put in your information in an app, a health tracking app? Okay. So we on slide 3. So let's look at the data collection practices. Good job. Good job. Being exposure, yes. Data collection practices of health apps. We already know the activity levels, sleep patterns. We just discussed it. The health matrix. And that was a good answer. And the importance of informed consent. So, do anyone have a story they like to share about using the app? I can share my story and from my professional opinion. What challenges in the app environment in which I do create apps? It's lengthy, it's a complex policy, and many apps present terms of service and privacy policies that is lengthy, and it's difficult for any average user to comprehend. And so also users often feel compelled to consent because declining, they may feel like, hey, I'm losing access to, yes, not all apps, but Disney apps, scandals, basically saying, well, yes, yes, that is true. But let's think about this. What about the lack of transparency? We may share your data with trusted partners, but leaving users uncertain about what's really going on, right? Do anyone want to come off their speaker? Okay, great, 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 great. So I need to hear voices, at least one. My question is, what would be, from your professional opinion, the best practice for um, to be transparent and informed about users can make with companies or app developers and what they should adopt? What kind of educational tools?
having them maybe in like different languages, because a lot of people, it's kind of hard. Oh,
Yes, I totally agree.
I
I
think
totally
like the
agree.
best practice for transparent is like to be open and honest about data is being collected.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
like
that
maybe
is true.
sorry, making maybe like how like certain like your main ideas listed first, like them like summarizing them first instead of like
Mm-hmm.
um kind of like avoiding too many words.
Mm-hmm.
Um
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
Right. I agree.
The too many words summarizing, getting to the point kind of.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next slide. Let's look at ethical considerations and recommendation. Let's talk about data security. We already talked about transparency. So, ethical guidelines. Anyone want to give me their spiel on it?
um Kind of having maybe policies or like things put in place that kind of limit access to like like data that might be sensitive to the
Mm-hmm.
consumer or the patient.
Mm-hmm.
Following regulations could be one, like
Yes.
health insurance or HIPAA.
Yes.
um,
Yes.
Updating all
Yeah,
of that, keeping up with all of that too.
it's true. Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm going to show you a quick video about an app that I designed, and you will hear a patient actually that used the app and was satisfied. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. This is my YouTube channel. This is where you'll find all my work. So I created an app called Smart Pill Medication Reminder. This app was created for the village in Uganda because in the rural areas, the power outages, some have power, some don't. And so in those areas, they have a lot, especially with healthcare, um, a lot of issues with people that can't, I want to say, have to walk miles just to get to the doctor, just to be seen, and also some that are not, they take multiple medications, right? For diabetes, maybe blood pressure, um, let's see, cholesterol. And some of them, they get confused about the time they're supposed to be taking it. So when I was there visiting in Uganda and I saw the problem, I mean, I saw the needs, I'm sorry. And I said, you know what? Let me see what I can do to help. So I partnered with a clinic in Uganda. And so I started talking to the medical team. and they shared their concerns. So my partner and I have a team of developers because we all work together, developed this app, and here is a patient's testimony, and you actually get to see the app.
Hi, my name is Doug Smith from Stawenda Community Medical Center in Western Uganda. I wanted to use an app that has changed the way I manage my medication, Smart Pills Made, uh, evolved by our partner, Professor Angela Wells. Smart Pills Made is a simple yet powerful tool designed to help you stay on track with your medication. The process is super easy. Once you download the app, you can immediately set time and dosage for your medicine. What makes it even better is that the app sends me timely notifications or reminders when I'm supposed to be taking my medicine. So I don't have to worry about forgetting. And here is the best part. Smart Pills Made does not collect any of your personal information. That makes you very safe, and in that way you can use the app completely with a peace of mind. If you're looking for a reliable way to manage your medication and make health your priority, I highly recommend Smart Pills Made.
Okay. So yes, yes. This is why you have to be transparent. Let me go back to the lecture. Okay, can you see the lecture?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, great. So this is why you have to be transparent, especially when you're collecting someone's information. So the way my app is set up, I'm not collecting any information. The residents, well, the community in Uganda, all they have to do is just put in their uh, information, their medication, set the timer, and it's going to remind them, hey, 7 a.m. It's time to take your diabetes pills with food, and then noon blood pressure pills with food and water. Yes. So we're going to go into discussion rooms, and I'm going to give you guys like 10 minutes to work on a quick exercise. So, one, let's see. That. Okay, here's the question. How does the concept of informed consent is different between apps and traditional healthcare settings like EMR and EHR? Again, how does the concept of informed consent is different between apps and traditional healthcare settings like electronic medical records, electronic healthcare records? And the quick exercise, I want you to take a moment to look at the privacy policy of a health app on your phone if it's available. Just spend 5 minutes scanning for what type of data does the app collect? Does it specify how the data will be used? And are there clear options to limit or opt out of sharing data? So I'm going to give you 10 minutes to discuss among the three of you. And this is a participation grade. You will see it on your paper. And so I'll give you 10 minutes and I will be back shortly. So did everyone understand the question and the activity?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You can discuss among each other and just present your answers and we will be finished for tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Let's see. Well, a big thing I think that differs is people are more apt to just agreeing instead of fully reading.
What app? Like, what is the app that she was talking about? Like, we're supposed to collect the app from the data. Did you guys find the app?
So she's just saying, like, let's say, like, you go to the doctors and you have, like, an app that they give you, like, you know how there's My Chart where you can look at
Yeah.
your information? She just wants
Mm-hmm.
you to go look at their policies and see how, some that, like, you might be able to opt out of, and, like, where I guess kind of the information is going in a way.
Oh, okay. So,
Yep.
what question are we supposed to answer?
So we're doing, here, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Give me one sec.
Okay.
So she said, how is the concept of informed consent different
How
between
is the
apps and traditional healthcare settings?
how is the concept?
Uh-huh. Of informed consent different between apps and traditional
How is the
healthcare
concept
settings?
of informed? How is the concept of informed
Different between apps and traditional healthcare settings.
different between apps and traditional healthcare system? So, are we answering that question only?
Yeah, and then the one about the app, if you have an app available, she said.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then, so we're supposed to figure out.
Yeah, like, let's say, I guess, in a way, I feel like, you know, when you have, like, when you go in person, like in a traditional healthcare setting, like you have face-to-face communication, where,
Yeah.
like, I feel like you actually sit down and you, like, have the pen and paper and you're actually, like, filling everything out and looking at everything, versus I feel like when you just, like, check in on the app or something, it just, like, you just, like, kind of ignore it and just press agree and just, like, check in. So I feel like
Very
it's
true.
also a big, like, communication factor, but I don't know. What do you guys think as well?
I think that as well. I mean, I was thinking it can also go both ways because a lot of times like for me, sometimes I just click through when I know what it is, but
Mhm.
sometimes when I'm like very unsure, I always kind of search what it is and research, you know. So
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like it goes both ways. So if somebody's really wanting to know what type of policy it is and everything and how it's talked about
Mhm.
in the document, I feel like those people who really do want to research, they're going to take that time to do it because they have those in front of them
Mhm.
versus waiting to be seen, 15 minutes later.
Mhm.
But I also see it as that way too because I'm also that way.
Yes.
But
I,
yeah,
I I definitely see where you're coming from too, because a lot of people are very on top of those type of things.
yeah, for sure. But I think, yeah, it definitely goes both ways. There's definitely some people who don't even care that I've noticed. They just sign and they're like, okay, here you go. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, do you know what that is? And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. So that's how I see. Some people don't care. Some people really do care. So It does
Mhm.
go both ways, I've noticed.
Yes. How about, do you think telehealth kind of also is around the same type of realm? Because I feel like people are saying telehealth is going to be like, I guess, used more widely now, but I just feel like there's still a lot of people that like don't have Wi-Fi, or like I guess
Yeah.
like my dad, like the older generations, when they do
Hmm.
have appointments like that, it's like a really big struggle for them to like even log on and
Yeah.
figure all that out.
I know, and I think it's something that I feel like the newer generation really is getting more excited about because personally, I mean, I use it for my, mental health. So I think it's starting to definitely like be bigger, and I don't know. I feel like there's got to be some ways they can like teach people how to use them because I mean some of them are pretty explanatory, but like you said, not a lot of people have that access. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. That's also a big thing too, is like the access online is a lot easier for some people who don't have access, to
Yeah.
vehicles. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's that way too when it comes to like food services and all that stuff.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, I feel like that is a big thing too, is in me, I just feel like I
I
click
feel
through
like
it and click through it. I know what this is.
Mhm.
I feel like that's like a big thing for a lot of people. Where I'm come from, like we didn't have an internet or any connection.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So yeah,
And is it being more introduced?
no, but yeah, they introduce it now, but not before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you've noticed it has gotten a lot more popular since it's
Yeah, yeah.
been accessed.
They even got an internet there now.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I'm sure, but I'm sure more people are getting knowledge of it and being able to access it better.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. That's always a good thing too, is just because I feel like that personally, um, our technology and health has just gotten so different over time. So
Yeah,
it gets better and sometimes it gets worse because technology kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
that's true. And I
I
also
totally
But they
agree.
introducing a lot of
Yeah,
like.
but for sure, I feel like
Okay. So here's my question. I mean, I enjoyed this discussion. I mean, listening to you guys interact, and were you surprised by anything that you read when you looked at those apps and their policies, procedures? I mean, were you surprised?
I feel like no. I mean, yes and no. Like they can
Mhm.
be blatantly like subjective and up to the point, or some can not be. So
Okay.
I just read this thing. I'm using my chart. It says this policy describes how we collect and use your information when we use our mobile apps. We may update this policy at any time, and future updates are effective as soon as they're published. But I feel like
Mhm.
some people kind of miss those because if you're not keeping up with that, like there might be so much new information about the app that they're taking that you don't know.
Right. So let me ask you this. So, do you feel like you should have a meeting with your team lead director about educating the public more about this policy?
Yes.
Make them more aware of what's going on?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Because I also feel like on the app, it's like you don't really get to see where the policy is. Like it's really small, and you're literally
Mhm.
have to click like this. Like you wouldn't even think it'd be a link until you click it.
Mhm.
So they need to make
Mhm.
it more like there to like prominent. Like oh here's the policy.
Mhm. And that's what we just discussed, transparency. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, my conclusion with Sam's experience, the story that I shared, it illustrates and the discussion that um, you guys had tonight the importance of informed consent in the digital healthcare landscape. As users, we must strive to educate ourselves about the agreement we enter into. And so, as developers, and it's our responsibility to ensure these agreements are transparent. So, Harlan, you really brought up a good talk. So, yes, and be transparent, fair, and respect patients' privacy. And by fostering an environment where you're informed and uh, informed consent is not just a legal checkbox being meaningful exchange for information, but we can build trust and empower users in the digital age. Yes. So, is there any questions for me before we log off? And you can actually, if you want to stay on and discuss more, you can. But you know, I really encourage you to get this book because this is where I got all my information from, and then I tied it into. Let me share it. What I talk tonight. Can you see it? Are you able to see it?
No.
No. Hold on. Okay, you should be able to see it now. Okay. Yes. And this is a very good book because we're going to have another discussion in 2 weeks. And also, you can use it for your research paper that's due Sunday or our discussion, all of it. Okay. I will um, be grading papers on Monday, and your grades should come out Tuesday, Wednesday. But overall, everyone is doing good for the first week. I am very proud of you. And so let's continue to change lives together. And I will share this Zoom meeting in our class and also my video. Okay. Any questions, comments? If you have any, you can email me and I will follow up.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's change some lives together. You are doing so well. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.